Today, it is 3 days before my dad's birthday, and I am super nervous. I got him a ton of stuff. Probably shouldn't have spent as much money as I did on him. There's no going back now. I'm sure he'll love everything though. I've been giving him a present every week since the month of July started. Now that it's 3 days before his birthday, I'm getting pretty nervous about the stuff that I bought him that he doesn't know about. Like I bought him a couple shirts, some jeans, a really big poster that I don't know where he's gonna fit, but he's gonna have to find someplace because I am not returning it and it's expensive. It's fine, it's whatever. 3 days before my dad's birthday, I decided to go out of state with a friend to the Zion National Park in Utah. If you are a nature lover and you just have a ball outside, whether it be hiking, going off trails, seeing animals, being around water, nature, leaves, flowers, trees, rocks, dirt, soil, literally anything, this is the place for you. It was so gorgeous. You take a shuttle to every stop, or you can hike the whole 33 miles that it takes. But there are 9 stops, and we only went to 1 stop because we didn't have time. It was a 3-hour drive there, and then a 3-hour drive back to where we live, and honestly, our time was being cut short, even though we did leave at like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. It was an amazing experience. I totally recommend that if you are a nature lover, you go. The trail that we went to was probably around 1.5 miles to 2 miles long, and it's a trail that follows the riverbed. You can get down to the water and you're allowed to stick your hands or feet, go swimming. A lot of people were in bathing suits, but we didn't know that we were able to swim, so obviously we didn't get any bathing suits. Sadly for me, because I feel like swimming in natural water would be so calming and refreshing, and it was really cool and nice. We took a lot of pictures. On our way there, we went through the town of Hurricane in Utah, and it's gorgeous. There's a lot of farms to see on the side of the road, but it was so beautiful because it's like you're living on the countryside. And we didn't go through like Salt Lake City or any basic really big towns. We went through small towns. We went through the Virgin River, not through it, but around it, drove right next to it. Like, here's the road, here's the river. We were driving through canyons and waterfalls, just the most beautiful kind of scenery that you would see in a movie. Luckily enough, I filmed and took pictures of the majority of the trip. So I get to remember that experience for a lifetime. I also have a sticker that I took from a gift shop. I took a lot of photos on an actual professional camera instead of my crappy little phone. I felt like I really knew what I was doing having the camera around my neck. A lot of tourists from a lot of different countries. We had people from England, Norway, France, Italy. I mean, I was hearing a whole bunch of languages around me and I just felt so open. The first stop was the visitor center. You can rent shoes to walk in the river without having to take off your shoes and socks. You could rent bicycles if you didn't want to take the shuttle and you just want to bike all the way on those trails or on those trails. There was water bottles, t-shirts, stickers, hats. I mean, whatever you wanted to rent, it was there, or buy. It was there. The second stop was a beautiful museum, and it talked about the tribes and the people who used to live on that land and the people who made an impact on that land, the people who probably opened up the park and really gave it its meaning and its purpose. And then, you know, the rest of the stops were all about nature. You had Weeping Rock, which was a trail that went through a bunch of caves and rocks, and because of the erosion and everything happening in the rocks would let out water through the cracks in the seams. Well, we didn't get to go see that. We went to the 9th stop, which was the last stop, and it was called the Temple of Sananawa or something. You would follow this 1.5-2 mile hike, and around you are a whole bunch of rocks and leaves and trees and flowers. And it's a very slim trail, so you know, there's one group going this way and one group coming back towards the shuttles. So it took us probably about 1.5 hours to get to our destination, to the end of the trail. It was just gorgeous. Beautiful, absolutely mesmerizing. The trail is right next to the little river, which you can get off the trail and dip your feet in the river and go swimming. Little squirrels and chipmunks would come out of the nature, and they were not afraid of humans whatsoever. They'd come right up to you. I mean, I sat down on the ground to take a picture of one little chipmunk and squirrel, and then two of them just came right up to my leg and surrounded me. Like, how crazy is that? And then at the end of the trail, there's the start of the river, and everyone was there, and they were all in their bathing suits and swimming, and it was just a really great moment in my life where I felt free and happy. Yesterday, I went to Mount Charleston. Coming from being in 110 heat all day to going up to the mountains and being in the 70s and 80s was the greatest feeling ever. I cannot explain how great it felt. Living in 110 degree heat all your life, and then going up to a mountain, being surrounded by nature and beauty and grace, and then being in 80-degree weather, it just doesn't get any better than that. We saw a whole bunch of butterflies, a whole bunch of wildlife. The trails were actually pretty steep. The one trail that we went on was called Echo Trail, and if you have asthma, like me, you probably shouldn't go. For me, it was pretty hard. Like the beginning of the trail, I was like, oh, this is easy, because we were walking to the mountain. And then you get to the mountain and it's like, okay, I'm actually walking up the mountain and not, you know, on a little trail around, curving up. No, you're walking like an angle. I got probably about halfway or something and just could not take it. But the vibes from there are very interesting. I mean, it seemed like something out of a Blair Witch Project movie, but at the same time, it felt so calming and relaxing. So it was like Blair Witch plus calming and relaxing, seance. We didn't do a seance, but I wish we did. We thought that Mary Jane Falls was closed, so we ended up driving through the residential area in the mountains, which is a whole bunch of like cabins and people who really, really have enough money to buy these freaking things. I mean, the freaking castles in the middle of the mountain. Why would you do that? Why spend all your money on a castle in the middle of the mountain? I don't know, but they did, so whatever. We proceeded to get a little bit lost, but luckily enough there was a roundabout. We got on our way back, and while we were passing Mary Jane Trail, we noticed that there was another trail, and it was one that both of us have never gone on before. So we went on it, and I had a whole bunch of modeling pictures and photography, and either in the video or in the description you'll find my Instagram link to my main Instagram and to my modeling Instagram. The pictures that I have surrounded by nature have to be the best pictures on my Instagram. They're beautiful because I feel like around nature I can be myself and I can be positive, and I have so many good vibes flowing from me that I feel like the more beauty accumulates around me. And it's really weird to say it like that, but it's honestly true. More beauty can accumulate around you once you're dealt with nature, and it's just beautiful and it's mesmerizing. And if you guys ever have the opportunity to go to Zion National Park in Utah or Mount Charleston, Nevada, you should definitely go. Both of these places are amazing and full of nature. Mount Charleston, it is a really big landmark in Nevada. It's a really big standpoint, and if somebody says, hey, have you ever been to Mount Charleston, and you say no, they kind of look at you like... The past couple of days have just been opening my body and my soul and my heart to the type of weather and conditions and nature that I always should be around. The positive energy from all these places that I've been made me feel more relaxed and more surreal. And it's just a gorgeous thing to feel. Sometimes I don't feel amazing. I don't feel great. And I suffer from, depression and anxiety. So being around something like nature that's beautiful and positive and only flows with good vibes really, really helps. I just feel like everyone should feel that moment of positivity and that moment of strength and encouragement from just a single piece of nature. Being around a river today and mountains yesterday, I'm being surrounded by all forces of elements, When people don't stop and look around to see the beautiful nature and the beauty surrounding you when you're at a national park, nature landmark, If you cannot look up off a piece of technology and see the beauty that lies outside of this city, it just changes your whole outlook for the day and your whole just aura and feel for the day. It really changes the way you see things. Just for that one moment, being able to go out yesterday in nature and then today in nature, it's really exhilarating and it really made me happy. And I guarantee that if someone like yourself goes out into nature, you will feel so blessed. And except if you have allergies. If you have an allergy to pollen, don't do it. Just don't do it. And then the road trip back from these trips are fun. I mean, you listen to music, and in our case, you kind of race people. I guess this whole video was about nature and the surrealism that I've had in the past 2 days. I've had a lot of stuff going on with my family and with getting ready for my dad's birthday and being able to really embrace myself. So being able to go outside for 2 days straight and really enjoy myself and be one with nature has really opened my eyes and has really made me more positive and a great outlook. I mean, it's amazing what nature can do to you. I don't really have anything else to say except for if you are a nature lover, I totally recommend those 2 places to go to. And in the winter, it snows at both places. And in the summer, it doesn't get too hot at both places. And I'm pretty sure in the spring and in the fall, it's like the perfect time to go, which I'm really looking forward to. I really want to go back to both those places in the fall or the spring, even the winter, and just see it all for myself. It's gorgeous. I think that's it. I don't really have much to say, but go out there, enjoy life. And if you're allergic to pollen, find yourself a way to enjoy nature and life because you deserve it. And if you don't, I'll be sad for you, but I'll do it for you. I will go out there and get that energy for you. All right. Bye, guys. Bye.